of this country. The idea behind this project is to create leaders and not followers. Access must be created where it is possible, and there are small things each of us can do. At LawSikho, we aim at providing free training for law aspirant for law entrance examination. This project, Maverick, is dedicated to this one such cause. Today, we have with us Ms. Dhwani Gupta, who takes English language for law entrance examination. Dhwani has taken a few of the sessions on reading comprehension already, and today's session will be one more in that particular add-on. English language, or this part, reading comprehension, becomes all of a sudden more important because of the change in nature of the exam, which is now passage-based exam. Therefore, this particular session will be of much help to the aspirants who are preparing for CLAT 2020 or CLAT 2021. Over to you, Dhwani.
Thank you, Harsh. Hello, everybody. My name is Dhwani Gupta. In today's webinar, we are going to focus on reading comprehension and idioms and phrases. So reading is a skill which a lot of people take it for granted. So what happens is when we read a comprehension, we just understand the basic interpretation of the text, and we often miss out the big picture and emotional core of the passage. So what happens is we lose a lot of marks there. So these things can be overcome only through a lot of practice, focus, diligence, and a lot of reading. So let's read and solve a new passage, a new comprehension today, and improve our reading skills. And let's get started and start our journey of law CLAT preparation. So this is a very interesting passage and very well written by the writer. Let's find out what is written in the passage, and then together we can solve the questions. So let's get started. It is strange that according to his position in life, an extravagant man is admired or despised. So basically in this passage, the writer brings home one fact, that the idea of wasteful expenditure differs from one person to another. A successful businessman does nothing to increase his popularity by being careful with his money. He is expected to display his success, to have a smart car, an expensive life, and to be lavish with his hospitality. If he is not so, he is considered mean, and his reputation in business may even suffer in consequence. So the writer is saying that a man who is successful in business is expected to show off his wealth. He has to be extravagant. He had to spend a lot of money to buy expensive car. He should have an expensive lifestyle. He should spend a lot on his guest. And if he is incapable of doing all these things, and if he's not willing to do all these things, then he will be considered mean, and even his reputation at the business will also be at stake. The paradox remains that if he had not been careful with his money in the first place, he would never have achieved his present wealth. So the author calls it a set of opposite, perception, that if the businessman is not careful with his money at the first place, then he would never would have been able to achieve that wealth. Among the two income groups, a different set of value exists. The young clerk who makes his wife a present of a new dress when he had not paid his house rent is condemned as extravagant. So these things does not apply to people who are limited income group people, like especially a clerk who has a very limited income. And a person like him, if he is not able to pay his dues or pay his house rent, and he's presenting a new dress to his wife, he will be deeply criticized by the society. He will be declared that he spends a lot. He does not have control on his expenditure. Carefulness with money to a point of meanness is applauded as a virtue. So in our society, if we are judiciously using our money, so this is considered as a very big virtue. Nothing in his life is considered more worthy than paying his bills. The ideal wife for such a man separates her housekeeping money into joyless little piles, so much for rent, for food, for the children's shoes. She is able to face the milkman with equanimity and never shows the guilt of buying something she can't really afford. So, the main motto in life should always be that we should always pay our dues on time or pay our bills on time. So the ideal wife of such a man is who separates little portion of her income for rent, for food, for children's requirement, and she's able to pay the milkman also his bills every month duly. So such a wife of such a nature would never be guilty. She will never be guilty of buying something which she cannot afford. She will always have a rough idea that what are her spending limits. As for myself, I fall into neither of these categories. If I have money to spare, I can be extravagant, but when, as is usually the case, I am hard up, then I am the meanest man imaginable. So the writer is saying in the end that he doesn't fall to any of these categories. So if he has money, then he will spend his money a lot. Okay. And usually what happens is he does not have money. So when he will not have money, he will be the meanest man possible.
Dhwani, can you move to the next slide? I think it's stopped at the introduction page.
No, it is going, in my computer, it is going right.
Okay. So can you close the sharing option and then reshare? A lot of kids have this query that they are not able to view the passage.
Okay. Wait, new share. I'll do the new share.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Resume share. Wait a second. I am doing it. I don't know what is happening. It's not coming right now.
What you can do is you can close this particular share on the above panel. It will be like stop share
Yeah.
with red color.
Yes, yes.
Yes, it's done. So now what you can do is you can again start sharing. Yeah, this way. Now click on the
I started again. Wait.
yeah, you started again.
I don't know what is happening. It is not happening.
Okay. You need to first open that particular slide and then click on share.
I opened that slide also. Wait. I'll do it once again.
Yeah.
Yes. It's there too.
Yeah, now it's visible to the slide which we were in. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay. So I'll explain it once again. Carefulness with money to a point of meanness is applauded as a virtue. So in our society, if we will judiciously use our money, it will be considered a very important virtue. We will be praised by everyone. Nothing in his life is considered more worthy than paying his bills. So in our lives, whether it be a rich man or a middle class person or any financial, or a person with any financial status, he should always pay his dues on time. The ideal wife for such a man separates her housekeeping money into joyless little piles, so much for rent, for food, for the children's shoes. She is able to face the milkman with equanimity and never knows the guilt of buying something she can't really afford. So what happens is, people with limited income group, the wife of such persons should always separate some portion of money for rent, for food, for children's shoes. She should be able to pay the milkman every month duly, and such a woman will never be guilty of buying anything she cannot afford. As for myself, I fall into neither of these categories. The writer is saying that he does not fall in any of these categories. If I have money to spare, I can be extravagant. So if he is rich, he has got a lot of money, he will spend his money wholeheartedly. But when, as is usually the case, but what usually the case is, I am hard up, then I am the meanest man imaginable. So most of the times he does not have money. So when he do not have money, he becomes the meanest man possible on earth. So this is the passage. Now let's solve the questions. You're always welcome to write the answers in the comment box. So the first question is, in the opinion of the writer, a successful businessman, तो राइटर की ओपिनियन में एक सक्सेसफुल बिजनेसमैन कौन होता है? Is more popular if he appears to be doing nothing, should not bother about his popularity, must be extravagant before achieving success, is expected to have expensive taste. So let's see the first option. Is more popular if he appears to be doing nothing. तो ये तो गलत ऑप्शन है, because a successful businessman is always expected to show off his wealth. So why will he not be doing anything? So this is the wrong option. The second is, should not bother about his popularity. He obviously bothers about his popularity. That is why he is spending so lavishly on everything. Third, must be extravagant before achieving success. If before achieving success, he will spend so much in everything, then he will not achieve success in the first place. So this is also wrong. The last option is expected to have expensive taste. Yes, this is the right answer, because in the starting, in the first, second line, it is being written in the third, fourth line that he is expected to have a luxury car, he's expected to spend a lot on his guest, so he should have an expensive taste. So answer D is the correct option. The second question is, the phrase lavish with his hospitality signifies. So what is the meaning of lavish with his hospitality? So miserliness in dealing with his friends, considerateness in spending on guests and strangers. Third, extravagance in entertaining guests. Fourth, indifference in treating his friends and relatives. So let's see what is the first option. Miserliness in dealing with his friends. Miserliness means that you don't want to spend too much. So when you don't want to spend too much on your friends, so this is wrong. Lavish with his hospitality is when you want to spend a lot, when you overspend on your guest. Okay, so first is wrong. Considerateness in spending on guests and strangers. Considerateness means when you're being kind and you are like, that is very okay scenario. So this is also wrong. Lavish is you are spending, you are overspending. So this is option B is also wrong. Extravagance in entertaining guests. Yes, this is the right answer, because you are spending too much while entertaining your guests. So option C is the correct answer. Let's read option D also. Indifference in treating his friends and relatives means he will present an indifference attitude towards his friends and relatives. So this is also wrong, because this is also not mentioned in the passage. So answer C is the correct option. The next is, We understand from the passage that, so what do we understand from the passage? All mean people are wealthy. No, this is not written in the passage, so this is wrong. B, wealthy people are invariably successful. This is not correct. Not only wealthy people, even mediocre people are also successful. It depends. Carefulness generally leads to failure. This is wrong. Why will carefulness lead to failure? D, thrift may lead to success. Yes, if you will spend your money carefully, then you may succeed in life. Yes, this is the correct answer. This is the thing which the writer was also saying. So yes, we understand this from the passage that if we use our money judiciously, this may lead to success. Answer D is the correct answer. Fourth question is, it seems that low-paid people should. So the people who does not have a very nice income, who are low-paid, should not pay their bills promptly, that they should not pay their bills timely, so that is wrong. No, everyone should pay their bills on time, whether he is low paid or high paid, it doesn't matter. Option B is not keep their creditors waiting. Yes, nobody should keep their creditors waiting. Borrow money to meet their essential needs. No, nobody should borrow money to meet their needs. They should spend uh, what fits in their frame. Feel guilty if they overspend. Yes, option D is the right answer. They should feel guilty if they are overspending their income and they cannot afford it, but still they are spending, so they should be guilty about it. So this is the correct answer, D. The fifth is the word paradox means. So what does the paradox mean? Statement based on facts. B, that which brings out the inner meaning. C, that which is contrary to received opinion. D, statement based on the popular opinion. So the first option is statement based on facts. No, this is wrong. This is not paradox. B, that which brings out the inner meaning. No, paradox doesn't bring out inner meaning. So this is also wrong. That which is contrary to received opinion. So when one opinion is already being received and the other opinion is completely different from that, is completely contrary from that, so that is paradox. Because in the passage itself, it was saying that the businessman is always expected to show off his wealth. He should have a luxurious life. He should spend on luxury cars. He should spend lavishly on his guests. He should have an expensive house. But at the same time, it was also written that if the successful businessman would never have achieved this success if in the very first place he would not have been careful with his money. So these are two contrary opinions which are being received. So this is paradox. D, statement based on the popular opinion. So this is wrong. Answer C is the correct option. The sixth question is, how does the housewife described by the writer feel when she saves money? तो हाउसवाइफ को जैसे राइटर ने बताया है कैसा फील होता है when she saves money. A is content to be so thrifty. B, wishes life were less burdensome. C is still troubled by a sense of guilt. D, wishes she could sometimes be extravagant. So A is content to be thrifty. Yeah, this is a right answer. She is happy that she is using her money judiciously. She is spending money judiciously. Yes, this is the correct answer. But we will read the other options also. The second option is wishes life were less burdensome. No, this is wrong. This is not the right answer. C.
Dhwani, again, it's like struck at a point.
It's stuck at a point. Okay.
Yeah, so we are stuck at slide 3 rather.
Slide 3.
Yeah, we were not able to see through the questions as well, but not an issue. You can just take us through the question which we are currently in, if it is possible, or you can continue.
Yes, yes. No, I'll do it once again. I'll do it
Yeah.
once.
It's working. It's working.
Visible now?
Yeah, it's visible. It's visible. We are in question number 6.
Yes. How does the housewife described by the writer feel when she saves money? So, how does the housewife of such a man who is low paid feel when she saves money? Is content to be thrifty, means she's happy that she's using her money judiciously. Second, wishes life were less burdensome. She wished that कि काश इतना burden नहीं होता. C is still troubled by a sense of guilt that she has some guilt in her mind कि काश मैं ये spend नहीं करती, if I didn't waste money तो better होता. या D wishes she could sometimes be extravagant. So all these options are wrong. The correct answer is A. She is very happy that she is using her money judiciously. It is also as well written in the passage. The next is the statement she is able to face the milkman with equanimity implies that. What does this mean? A. She is not upset as she has been paying the milkman his dues regularly. B. She loses her nerve at the sight of a milkman who always demands his dues. C. She manages to keep cool as she has to pay the milkman who always demands his dues. D. She remains composed and confident as she knows that she can handle the milkman tactfully. So let's get back to the first point. She's not upset as she has been paying the milkman his dues regularly. Yes, this is the right answer because she was sparing, she was keeping aside some amount of money for every basic necessity. So she was being able to pay milkmen and even every other person their dues regularly. So she was very contented. She was very happy with this fact. So yes, option A is the correct answer. But we will read the other options also. She loses her nerve at the sight of milkmen who always demands his dues. No, this is wrong. Why will she lose her nerves? Because she's paying their dues on timely. So this is wrong. C. She manages to keep cool as she has to pay the milkman who always demands his dues. No, this is also wrong. D. She remains composed and confident and she knows that she can handle the milkman tactfully. When she is paying her dues regularly, there is no need that she has to tackle anybody. So this is also wrong. Option A is the correct answer. The next question is, as far as money is concerned, we get the impression that the writer. तो जब पैसे की बात आती है तो what impression do we get of the writer? So what kind of person, what is the nature of the writer? How is he? Is he an extravagant or is he mean? He doesn't want to spend money? Let's see. Is incapable of saving anything? No, nothing as such is written in the passage. B is never inclined to be extravagant. No, it is not said like this either, that he could be extravagant. C. Would like to be considered extravagant? No, even this is not written in the passage. Doesn't often have any money to save. See, in the last line, it was written that he usually doesn't have a lot of money to be extravagant. So that is why he would rather be happy to be mean. So doesn't often have any money to save is the correct answer. Option D is the correct option. So these were the question answers for the day. Now let's proceed to idioms and phrases. In our last session also we have been doing a lot of idioms and phrases. So let's learn some new idioms. The first is go by. Screen?
Yeah.
Wait, I'll do it once again. I don't know what is happening today.
So we can also do that. We can cut short this session. We can again do it tomorrow or later on. Yeah, it's visible now. It's visible, Dhwani.
It's visible? Okay.
Yeah.
The first is go by. Go by means judge. जब आप किसी को जज करते हो सेंटेंस यू कैन नॉट ऑलवेज गो बाय अपीयरेंसेस यू कैन नॉट ऑलवेज जज बाय अपीयरेंसेस
So again, it's still in a loading form.
Okay, I'll tell you what we can do. Let me see.
My personal suggestion is the slides which you are using. You can actually download them, open in the computer system, and then share. That will stop this particular internet connectivity with the slides.
Okay. Wait. I think I know what is the problem. I think वो जब भी is it visible right now?
Yeah, it is visible right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see once again then.
Yeah.
So the second is go by. Go by means guided. When you're guided by something, so go by has got two meanings. Judge, guided. Both of them are correct. Depends upon which sentence it is being used in. Sentence. It is a good rule to go by. So it is good to be guided, and then it is good when whatever you are doing, you are guided by that. So that is good. See, go into means examined. When you carefully seeing something, sentence, the police decided to go into the matter. So the police decided that they will themselves examine the matter. Go down is believed. Go down मतलब कि जब आपको विश्वास हो किसी चीज़ पे, you're believing something. Sentence, the story won't go down. The story won't be believed by anyone. The next word is went off well. So generally we say that yes, our seminar went on well, our exam went off well. So that is means it went off nicely, successfully. Sentence, the function went off well. So the function successfully happened. Went over is again examined. The accountant went over the balance sheet. The accountant examined the balance sheet. Gone through. Gone through means I have gone through a lot of hardships and suffering. So that means suffered. When you have suffered a lot. Sentence, the poor woman has gone through a lot. So the poor woman has suffered a lot. The next word is held out. Held out means defend. Sentence, the rebels held out for a month. Means defended. The rebels defended for a month. Hold out, give. किसी को कुछ देना. Sentence. She held out her hand to him. She gave her hand to him. Held up, stopped and robbed. When somebody is being stopped and then he's being robbed and taken everything, so that is held up. Sentence. They were held up by thieves. So they were stopped and robbed by the thieves. Held over means postponed. When you're postponing something, when something is not getting happened, is not happening. Sentence. Examination was held over this time. So the examinations were postponed this time. The next word is kept in. Kept in means confined after school hours. Means you're staying after school hours also. Sentence. Few students were kept in. Few students were confined after school hours. Kept up means carried on. Means everything is carried on, it's going on. Sentence. They kept up a long conversation. So the long conversation carried on. Kept up means maintained. When you're maintaining something. Sentence. Little quarrels are kept up by those who have nothing else to do. तो little quarrels, छोटी मोटी लड़ाइयाँ वो लोग याद रखते हैं who do not have nothing else to do. Keep up means maintain. You're maintaining something. Sentence. He's trying his best to keep up the reputation of his family. So he's trying his level best to maintain the reputation of his family. The next word is knocked about. Knocked about means wandered about when you're just moving here and there aimlessly. Sentence. He's knocked about the world a bit. So he wandered about the world a bit. Knocked down. Knocked down means sold at an auction, something which has been sold. Sentence. The almirah was knocked down for ₹1,000. So for 1,000 rupees, the almirah was sold at the auction. Knocked up means exhausted. Sentence. I was completely knocked up after my sister's wedding. So after my sister's wedding, I was completely exhausted, tired. So now it's time for exercises. The first sentence is, a clever lawyer can knock dash 4,000 yuan in a good year. तो एक clever lawyer एक साल में 4,000 yuan क्या कर earn कर सकता है, means basically knock के साथ we have to add such word, such option which means earn. So let's find out what are the meanings. First option is off. So knock off means to stop working, when something just stopped working. So this cannot be fitted in this sentence. So option A is wrong. Second option is knockout. Knockout is when you distribute something or when you sell something, that is knockout. So even this out, knockout is also incorrect for the sentence. So no. Option C is down. Knockdown is, see, there are a lot of meanings of knockdown. One meaning of knockdown is to demolish. One is when somebody is hit and got injured. And yes, earn is also, knockdown also means earn, kamana. So a clever lawyer can knock down, can earn 4,000 yuan in a good year. And the last option is knockabout. Knockabout means when you beat someone, that is knockabout. So no, it is also irrelevant. It will not be perfectly fitted in the passage. So option C is the correct answer. The next sentence is, she found the course hard, but she kept dash it and completed it successfully. She, उसके लिए कोर्स बहुत हार्ड था, बहुत डिफिकल्ट था, but still she hasn't stopped. She's trying to complete it successfully. So she's continuing to do that. So some word which means kept के साथ कुछ ऐसा आएगा which means to continue. So kept around is when you keep something very close to you, that is kept around. So around will not fit in the sentence, so this is a wrong option. The next is kept at. Kept at is, yes, when you continue to do something, no matter how difficult it is to you and no matter what problems you are facing to do it, kept at is the correct option. We will see other options also, but kept from, when you control yourself, when you refrain yourself from something, that is kept from. And the last option is kept off. Kept off means when you don't want to talk about something or you don't want to talk about a particular topic, so that is kept off. So the correct answer is B, kept at. Kept at, when you continue to do something no matter how hard it is. The next sentence is, lack of funding held the project dash. So held the project what? There was lack of funding. The company was running short of funds. So what happened to the project? Held back. Held back meaning when something is prevented from moving forward and it is not getting to a next level. It has stopped, its progress has been stopped. So yes, back is the correct answer. Lack of funding, because of lack of funds, because of little money, the project has stopped. It has not been able to progress further. Okay, we will see the other options also. Lack of funding held the project against. Held against is when there is a quarrel, when you have a quarrel with somebody and you have a grudge against someone, so that is held against. So which is not applicable in the sentence, which is wrong. The third option is together. Held together is when you don't want to break off, when you want to keep things together and when you want to keep things at peace. So that is held together. Even that is irrelevant in the sentence. The last option is held on. Held on is when you hold on something very tightly or when you wait for something, that is held on. So yes, option A, held back. When the progress of something has stopped, that is the correct answer, option A. The next sentence is, his partner laid dash him when he arrived 2 hours late. So the first option is laid down. Laid down तो हमने कई बार सुना है कि the government had laid down various guidelines. So laid down is basically when some rules and regulations have been established. So this is incorrect in terms of the sentence. Second option is laid on. Laid on is when you organize something, when you organize an event or you supply something, that is laid on. Again, it is not relevant in the sentence. So this is also wrong. The third option is laid out. Laid out when you spend money, when you spend money on someone, that is laid out. So even that is also incorrect. The last option is laid into. Laid into means when you criticize someone strongly. So his partner criticized him strongly when he arrived 2 hours late. So his partner was being strongly criticized. So being late. The next sentence is the low quality of the service made dash a lot of dissatisfaction. So the low quality of service made over. So the first word is made over. Made over का मतलब होता है when you legally make someone owner of something. जब आप legally कोई property या कोई company किसी को ownership देते हो legally, so that is made over. So which is completely irrelevant in the sentence. तो ये गलत है. The next is made up. Made up is when you invent something, when you form something, so that is made up. So which also doesn't fit in the sentence, so it is also wrong. The next option is the low quality of the service made for a lot of dissatisfaction. Made for means resulted to. In fact, made for has a lot other meanings also. One meaning is when you head for something. Okay, when you head for something, when you move in a direction, but it also means that it results to something. So the low quality service, जो low quality service थी, उससे बहुत ज़्यादा it resulted to a lot of dissatisfaction. उससे लोगों में बहुत ज़्यादा dissatisfaction create हुआ. So the next sentence is, if the decision goes dash me, I'll go bankrupt. अगर डिसीजन गोज डैश में मेरे क्या गया कि मैं I'll go bankrupt, I'll be bankrupt, I'll be left with no money. So the first option is go ahead. Go ahead is when you proceed, when you keep on going somewhere, so that is go ahead. So it doesn't fit in the sentence, so this is the wrong option. The next option is if the decision goes go about. Go about when you keep on working, when you work on something, when you're busy with something, that is go about, which is again wrong and it will not fit in the sentence. The next is go against. Go against is yes, when you lose a decision or when you lose a verdict, that is go against. If the decision goes against me, I'll go bankrupt. So if I lose the decision, I'll go bankrupt. So option C is the correct answer. The last option is if the decision goes dash me, I'll go bankrupt. If the decision goes across me. Go across means when you move to another side or when you move to another direction, so that is go across. Even this word is also irrelevant. It will not fit in the sentence. So this is also wrong. The correct answer is C. If the decision goes against me, I'll go bankrupt. So if the decision will not be in favor of me, I'll go bankrupt. So option C is the correct answer. So these were the words for the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am.